Hello and welcome once again to our virtual classroom. This video lesson is in reference to the lesson that we'll be having on Monday, April 13th. And this is going to be a quick video, as today is simply just a review of what we learned last time, which is interquartile range. And so that video and that lesson was last Wednesday. And so if you haven't seen that yet, please do that video, do that lesson, make sure you do that submission. Today, I do have some very good news. There is no submission for today. It is just a review. And I'm actually just going to go over some of the same problems that we saw so that you can get a fresh perspective on those things. And so let me go to those. I'm sorry, my allergies have been really bad today. Okay. So looking at the examples that we had last week, once again, we are going over interquartile range. Interquartile range. So in essence, we want to see the range between Q1 and Q3. And if you don't know what that means, that is because you did not see the previous lessons. So again, I encourage you to watch the video lesson for Wednesday of last week. And so to find the interquartile range, our first step is to find the median. Remember, you can only find the median once you organize things from least to greatest, as has already been done so right here. And so once we do that, we can find the one value or the values that are right in the middle of the data set. And so here we can easily see that the median is going to be between 21 and 22. So whenever we do have an even number of values, we're always going to have two numbers right in the middle. So the median is going to be right here. And the way that we find that, ladies and gentlemen, is that we're going to add these two numbers. So 21 plus 22. And then we're going to divide by 2. So 21 plus 22, that is going to give us 43. And 43 divided by 2 is going to give us 21.5. I already know what it is, so I'm just going to speed it up. So that's going to give us a median. So that's going to be a median of 21.5. And again, the median, when we're talking about interquartile range, is always going to be Q2. And so as my Q2, which is right here, I'm going to put 21.5. All right. So now we are going to be working with the lower half to find the lower median, and then we will work with the upper half to find the upper median. So looking at the lower median or the lower half, we're going to find the median over here using these this lower half of the data set. And so I can easily see that the number right in the middle is 20. If there were two numbers right in the middle, then again, I would add them and then divide by 2. In this case, we only have one number. The number is 20, so therefore my Q1 is 20. All right, now let's find our Q3, which is our upper median, which is going to be our median in the upper half. And right here, I can easily see that the number is 22, and so that's going to be my Q3. And my interquartile range, again, is just going to be my Q3 minus my Q2. So that's going to be 22 minus 20. So my interquartile range is going to be 2, because 22 minus 20 is 2. Easy as that. So let's just do one more example. And yes, these are the same examples we saw last time, but again, I just wanted you to get a fresh perspective on these. Actually, before I move on, let me just make something clear. So again, here was our Q2. Our lower median's over here. Our upper median's over here. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, if I can divide this by my Q1, my Q2, and my Q3, so here's Q1, here's Q2, and here's Q3. Notice that I'm dividing the whole data set into fourths, all right? So each one of these sections has 25% or 1/4 of all the data values, all right? So whenever I do get my interquartile range, which is the distance, if you will, of from here, which is, again, this is where Q1 was, to here, which is where Q2 is, I'm taking the middle half. Normally we think of half as being, well, this half and then this half, but really half just means half of the whole thing, right? Taking everything here in the middle is technically still taking half of everything. I'm just not taking the upper half and lower half. So in essence, this is 50% of all our values. 50% of all our values. Okay, let's do another example. So here we are working with an odd number of values. So again, first thing we're going to do is we're going to find our Q2, which is the median. And here, because I have 7 values, I can see that my Q2 or my median is 25. So this is right the middle, right here, right at 25. Now, because we have a number right in the middle, we're not going to use that number. Okay, that number's in the middle. It's not on the lower half and it's not on the upper half. It is right in the middle. So I'm going to ignore it as I consider my lower half and my upper half. Here in the lower half, my Q1 is going to be 15. And my upper half, my Q3 is 40. All right. So again, when we're finding the IQR, we're finding the distance from here to here. So in other words, it's going to be 40 minus 15. And 40 minus 15 is 25. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, that is my interquartile range, or the range from Q1 to Q3. Hopefully you found that simple. We will be discussing this further at our Zoom meeting. We are still going to be using Zoom on this Monday, and so we're going to be using the same PIN and then the password that I sent you guys last time. Okay, hope to see you guys there. Oops, this is kind of awkward. All right, I'll see you guys there.